Yes. Now let me bring in the things that I was saying. I think everybody knows what is happening. It's just that when you put those in words, no, you tend to say something to something else. I can see already somebody is referring to cost of debt, but they're saying value of debt. Those two are totally different. Just be very mindful of that. Somebody saying cost of equity, he's looking at cost of equity, but he's saying value of equity. Just be very mindful of that. I'll tell you the essence of net income approach and net operating income approach. In net income approach, sorry, net income approach, here it is. When the debt value is changing, if you can look in these three scenarios, debt value are changing. When the debt value is changing, the cost of equity remains constant. When the debt value is changing, cost of equity remains constant. However, overall cost of capital and value of the firm changes. That's what is the essence of net income approach. I'll repeat that. When the debt value is changing, your cost of equity remains constant. However, the cost of overall cost of capital and value of firm changes. Now, can somebody try in the same exact way for the net operating income approach?
When the value of debt is changing
Perfect.
and the cost of equity is also changing, then overall cost of capital and value of firm remains the same.
Absolutely, I agree with you. That is absolutely correct. So you can just, so what happens is these terms, no, until and unless you get familiar with it, you tend to make mistakes. So one or two practice would actually solve it. You can practice by yourself also if you need my help. Either way, we're going to do. We're going to have that discussion where I'm going to ask you question blindly from different chapters, and you can try out that Bhayavas thingy. So any doubts, guys? And
Yeah, Dheeraj,
yeah, please.
the confusion where we are getting is with respect to this icons or symbols like K, E, V, K, O.
Okay, okay.
So,
I
as
think
you said, already said, right? We are getting confusing between the value of equity and equity percentage.
I gave a hint yesterday, Sami. I think you left by that time. I think everybody else, I hope, remembers. So KD is nothing but cost of debt. D stands for debt. KE
Cost.
stands for cost of equity. E stands for equity. KO stands for overall cost of capital. O stands for overall. V stands for value of the company.
V is equal to your debt, value of debt plus value of equity, right?
Correct. That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
That
Okay.
is the formula. Yes.
So which is equal to KD plus KE.
No,
V equals to,
no.
oh, that's percentage. Sorry,
That's
sorry.
percentage. No.
Value of debt means Q1 for 4,50,000 plus whatever like value of
Yes.
equity we are
Yes.
calculating.
Yes. Yes. Somewhere similar. Yeah. Uh, any doubts, guys?
No, we can proceed further
Okay.
for MM.
So in MM approach, I will not tell in detail. MM approach is actually worthy of being discussed for 5 or 6 hours. However, sir has not done a single question on it. He has just done an analysis in the class. He has not done a single question on it. So I'm not expecting any questions from that. However, it may be asked in the Vibus. So I'm just going to say few things about it. You can just have those noted or just listen to me. If you're able to catch something, that's good. Otherwise, we can forget about it. MM approach is similar to NOI approach, net operating income approach. What it says is exactly same as NOI, that even though you change the debt, you take more loans from the bank or you pay off the loan by issuing more amount of equity shares, your value of the company will not change. What is then different between NOI approach and MM approach? It is that in NOI approach, what it says is it does not change. The value of the firm does not change. However, only thing that changes is cost of equity. Only thing that changes is cost of equity. Am I right? It is there, no? Cost of equity changes. However, in MM approach, what they say is even the cost of equity will not change. Only thing that will change is the sentiment of the equity shareholders. They will act on the arbitrage. What is this arbitrage? I think we discussed about this in the economics class. Um, Suppose you have a market A and market B, right next to your home, market A is there, and a little bit of distance, suppose 1 kilometer away from your home, the market B is there. Suppose you are purchasing one small household item, any item for that matter. It is available at the rate of 11 rupees in market A, which is nearer to you, and it is available at 10 rupees in the market B, which is 1 kilometer distant from you. Which one will you go for?
The one closer.
Even if you are saving 1 rupee?
Yeah, if that 1 rupee is negligible compared to the price of the product.
Any other opinion?
Yeah, because the expenditure will be like the same, right? When the person has to go travel for 1 kilometer,
Yeah.
if he's going by walk,
Petrol cost and
yeah, petrol cost, it comes even more than that. It may cost him like
Absolutely
12 rupees.
fair enough. Any other opinion, guys?
And it takes more time also.
Takes more time also. Let me change. Yeah, especially in Bangalore. Now let me change the question a little bit. One product available in the market A, 20 rupees. Same product available in market B, 10 rupees.
of course A.
Still A?
10 rupees one.
Both at 10.
Irrespective of
Right?
quality,
No, 20.
is quality matters?
One, no. Quality is exactly same. Same product.
But I remember like at certain point, sir was mentioning, Padmanajan sir, at certain point, even this 10 rupees will become 20 rupees.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there, Sami. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I still remember that he said something like
That's
that.
exactly what is MM approach. I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. I'm just start of the whole analysis. So yeah, give me
Sure.
1 second, 1 minute. Yeah. So now you agree, starting to make sense that we can go for the 10 rupees one, right? Yeah. So let me give you a broad example. Suppose your loan interest rate is 10% in India. Loan interest rate is 2% in US. Loan interest rate is 2% in US. Loan interest rate is 10% in India. Which one will you prefer?
We'll have to factor in exchange rates and
No,
everything.
forget everything else. Forget everything else. Just these two
Okay.
information is given. Which one will you prefer?
We go
Obviously, 2%.
lower interest rate.
Lower interest rate, right? So because of, obviously when you have different rates in two different markets, a person who is going to invest or who is going to take benefit of that particular instrument is going to go for the lower cost one. Now imagine what will happen. Your neighbor will also get to know that, what, this guy purchased the same product we purchased for 20 rupees in this market, he got it for 10 rupees from there. He'll go, and in fact it happens, no? Often our mother talks to another auntie and they get to know, yeah, we'll go to that, where is that shop, and we go there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So often that two people now more people will join. Eventually what will happen is, in the market too, the person will get to know more people are coming to me, let me increase the price. And at the same point of time, in market A, the person who was selling it for 20, he'll realize nobody's coming to me, let me reduce the price. This makes sense to you that this will happen?
Yes.
Eventually what you will realize is market A price will be 15 by reducing from 20 to 15. Market B price will be 15 by increasing 10 to 15. Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
This is what is called the process of arbitrage. It takes a certain amount of time to happen. There are some markets where it happens over seconds, especially in stock market. And if you compare the price between NSE and BSE, okay, if you compare the price between NSE and BSE, if somebody has some information about stock exchanges, you would get to know this factor. There will be very few times where you will have a difference between the price at the NSE and a price at the BSE. Very few times. Now just imagine how is that, because it works like that only. Now my point is, the moment you figure out a difference, you have a business idea there. If you can figure out a practical product where you have a different rate in one market and different rate in another market, you have the benefit of taking the arbitrage. That is what is called take the advantage. Buy from one place and sell it another. You take the profit. That's a business idea. Now this exact same thing, how is it relevant for approach? Let's come back to that. This exact same thing happens in the market also. When you issue new debt, even though your market price will reduce for some time, but it will again come back to the same price after some time, in the same process, same arbitrage process. I'm not going in detail how that arbitrage process exactly works, but because it will take more amount of time. So I'm not spending much time there, but just understand this. Somebody if asks what is approach, just tell that it is exactly same as net operating income approach. That is, your value of the firm will not change even though you are bringing in new debt or spending money in writing off debt. Whatever you do, your value of the firm remains same because of the arbitrage process. Is that okay? Any doubts, guys?
No, they just
Okay, fair enough. If no other doubts, then we can wind up. I think we're done with the capital structure. We'll practice a lot of questions. I'll have those prepared. Today, however, we'll start off with the leverage in the evening, maybe a little late in the evening. We will start off with that. But we're done with the capital structure, especially the theory part. And okay, there is one more thing that I wanted to say. I almost forgot. That was what do you call it? Traditional approach. So I told there are 4 approaches. As we have discussed net income approach and net operating income approach, then we just discussed what do you call it? MM approach. And there is one more called traditional approach. I am not discussing that because I'll tell you traditional approach is nothing but how we calculated the WACC from the beginning. That is what is traditional approach. How we calculated WACC from the beginning. Is that okay? So whenever somebody asks you what is this traditional approach of capital structure, you tell them the exactly same thing, how we calculate the WACC. How you take the decision on the basis of WACC.
okay.
Yeah. I think that's all then. Unless anybody has anything to discuss or any doubts, we can end the discussion today.
I think you're good in
Fine then. Fine then. We'll wind up.
Yeah, Dheeraj. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dheeraj.
No problem.
Thank you, Dheeraj.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj. Bye.
Bye.
Happy birthday, Arshad.
I think she's gone already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Chalo. See you. Bye.
Bye.